Thanks for staying with us here on TCM. I'm Alicia Malone. Our next film takes place during the holidays and is the first on-screen version of the story we just showed. But instead of Judy Garland and Van Johnson, this time the stars are James Stewart and Margaret Sullivan. From MGM in 1940, it's The Shop Around the Corner. It's based on a Hungarian play by Miklos Laszlo and tells the story of two people who work in a leather goods store in Budapest. Despite their open dislike for each other, they are, unbeknownst to them, secret pen pals. And the great fun of this movie is watching them slowly start to figure things out. The director and producer of our film is German-born Ernst Lubitsch, who had come to Hollywood in the early 1920s and almost immediately had a string of successes. Once sound came in, he started to showcase what later came to be known as the Lubitsch touch, meaning his films were at once witty, sophisticated, charming, and slightly suggestive, at least as much as they could be back in those days. One critic noted that the Lubitsch touch in our film is probably more accurately described as a caress. That's because it's a very human story about regular working-class people, the same kind of people who were probably sitting in the theatre watching the film when it was released. Lubitsch himself once said, "Never did I make a picture in which the atmosphere and the players were truer than this." And this marked James Stewart's third film with Margaret Sullivan. Their first was also Stewart's first as a leading man in the 1936 romantic drama Next Time We Love. Sullivan was quite instrumental in Stewart's career. They were old friends, and she had more star power at that point, so each time she insisted that he be cast alongside her. And this is their most beloved pairing. From 1940, also with Frank Morgan and Joseph Schildkraut, The Shop Around the Corner. The Shop Around the Corner is a great movie to watch during the holiday season. And before the film, I mentioned that Margaret Sullivan and James Stewart were old friends. You see, Sullivan, Stewart, and actor Henry Fonda all got their start with the University Players in Falmouth, Massachusetts, before they all made their way to Broadway. Stewart and Fonda were actually roommates at that time, and then in 1931, Fonda married Margaret Sullivan, though the marriage didn't last long, just a little over a year. Sullivan and Stewart remained close friends and continued to work together. Their last film was released several months after The Shop Around the Corner in 1940. It was a very different movie, a drama set in Germany during the Nazis' rise to power called The Mortal Storm. As for Fonda and Stewart, the two men ended up rooming together again in the mid-1930s when they both arrived in Hollywood, and they remained great friends for more than 50 years. Okay, keep watching because up next is another great holiday classic, this one featuring Judy Garland singing a song that became a holiday classic too. Don't go away.
Next on TCM, meet me in St. Louis. Then, the Gold Rush. And later, the Great Dictator. Stand at attention for TCM tonight.